1 hour. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Levi, Gamers Doctor, eSports Doctor. Ready to interact with you guys. You ready? So, any questions, let me know. I'm ready to help you. Um, X Earth, yo, what's up, Doc? What's up, X Earth 1? Any questions, concerns? Now, I'll go over some basic stretches that I want to do with you guys tonight also. Um, so, lots to do as per usual. One thing I want to show you is that when you start gaming, the major thing that I've heard recently is the issue with the vertical mouse. So I want to go over a few things with you that I found with that, and hopefully that'll help you. So the vertical mouse, I'm finding people are having a lot of pain, gamers specifically, in this part of their hand, the palmar aspect of their hand, and a lot of pain in their fingers, especially in the joints, the articulations, the PIP joint, DIP joint, MCP joint, metacarpal phalangeal joint, proximal interphalangeal joint, distal interphalangeal joint. A lot of discomfort there. So I want to remind everyone when you're using the vertical mouse, be sure to not grasp it so very tightly. You're using the mouse, but you don't have to hold on for dear life. Just use your hand gingerly to guide the mouse. If you hold it on very intensely, it can definitely cause what I'm finding anyway is pain in the palmar or volar aspect of the hand. The other thing I want to say too is when it comes to any mouse, make sure that you do your best to try it with different types of sensitivity, from a high sensitivity to low sensitivity, to see what really works for you. Now, with that said, most athletes who are gamers, what I find very often is that they'll use a mouse that they've had just because it's the one they've always had and feel like, well, they're faster with because of the familiarity. They know it so well. So I want to let you know that because you've had it for a long time doesn't mean it's the best fit for your hand or for your wrist, elbows, or shoulder. You really want to always think about what can you do that's going to be ergonomically balanced, what's going to be best for your body, not only in the short term, but in the long term with respect to using any type of device. It could be your keyboard, it could be the mouse pad, it could be the mouse. The key is really choosing equipment that works for your body and also choosing equipment that works for your playing style. It's not simply about doing it because everybody else has it. Guess what? Everybody's body's different. So you want to choose things that really work for you. That's really important. Um, okay, so any questions? I will take them. X Earth One. We're used to holding it badly when action happens. Well, yeah, that's because it's sort of like the natural thing to do or the easy thing to do. I just want to say that it's really important to simply be aware of your body and be aware of how you feel. And if you have pain in your fingers, in your hands, your wrists, then you know what? Do something about that. Don't simply do it because you've done it that way all the time. Because as you know, you do the same things, well, you get the same results. So you have to make changes to get better. You want to go from good to better to best. So something to really think about. Now, I want to talk about BlizzCon. My team and I, we weren't able to go this year. However, you know, that will be scheduled differently next year, and hopefully we'll be there. So, if you went to BlizzCon this year, I want to hear about it. I want to hear about everything that you saw. What was the experiences like? What was the vibe like? How were the people? What were the cosplay people like? That's always really interesting when you see these folks, taking all this time to dress up so extraordinarily elaborately. I just love it because it shows their commitment to that game and really committed to cosplay. So nothing like that. Um, no, I got another question from Billy Goat, Bill Hill Goat. I like that. What's up, man? How you doing, Bill Hill Goat? And then X Earth, you have a question for me. Sometime when fingers are hurting me, I just try to crack them. What do you think? Well, I can tell you this: cracking fingers, nothing bad about it. We can crack our fingers. I do it all the time. And the studies have shown that it does not cause osteoarthritis the way many people think. What is osteoarthritis? Arthritis is simply you wearing out the cartilage between the joints, and now you have bone articulating with bone. And often there's this old wives' tale that if you did a lot of cracking of your joints, then indubitably you would develop specifically arthritis in your fingers. But that's not true at all. So you can crack your joints. The sound is really just nitrogen gas bubbles that are in your joints that are being compressed and basically explode. So nothing bad. It doesn't do much. But I will say this. That was from X Earth One. If you're having pain that's specifically in your fingers, well, one thing you can do that I like a lot, we have a video on this that the team and I did. Where you can just submerge your hands in warm water, and when you put your hands in the warm water, just move your fingers back and forth under the warm water. Another thing you can do with your hands submerged in warm water in the sink or in the in the a tub or in a jacuzzi, just take a warm towel and keep wringing the warm towel out like this, especially when you sit in the tub. It's great because you can sit there with the water and with the towel, just keep bringing it back and forth. That would definitely help you a bit. Another thing you can do that I think is also helpful is this real simple exercise. We've done it many times before. It's the prayer pose like this, except instead of keeping your fingers together when you do it, open your fingers wide like this and do it, and then go back and forth like this. Now, if you want to do it compressed, that's fine. Better if you have specific finger pain, you put your fingers together, fingers wide, back and forth, in and out, back and forth, in and out. So in and out, back and forth. Now, you can also do just basic tabletop here, tabletop in, just like that. And of course, our regular gliding exercises. That's our standard in the gaming community. Around, back and forth, and to the other side. All right, so those are the options for you, X Earth One. So I hope that helps you. Now I got another question here from and Bill Hill Goat. Good to see you with us too. Thank you. And let me know where you guys are calling in from too. That's always important to me. Next is from Vicky Cool 2, or maybe Vike Cool 2. Hey, I got a wrist injury some months ago. Should I just rest and do exercise until it gets better? Should I buy another mouse or a vertical mouse? I like to know the cause of my wrist injury was probably because I played too much League, almost like the League of Legends. How can I know what was the problem, or was it just that I played too much? Okay, that's a good. Those are great questions. So let's talk about it. The key with any injury is always to go through it very methodically. So I keep what I call a gamer's journal. Real easy. How many hours you're gaming per day, and then note when you're having pain. Are you having pain doing League of Legends? Are you having pain doing Overwatch? Are you having pain doing Dota? Are you having pain doing Warcraft? Whatever you're having pain, you write that down. Then, really simple, start to take decrements of how much time you're playing. So if you're playing, let's say, 14 hours a day, then see how you feel when you're playing up to 10 hours a day. Now, if you're having more pain, of course, at even 10 hours, then think about modifying your keyboard, your mouse, the vertical mouse. Let's talk about the vertical mouse. Not a fan yet. I think the design is somewhat still too bulky, and I'm not a fan. And the injuries that I see with the gamer specifically, as I stated earlier, is pain along the volar aspect or palmar aspect of the hand, as well as pain in the joints, the metacarpophalangeal joint, PIP joint, DIP joint. And I'm pretty sure just from the grip. I think with the vertical mouse, if you're not really well trained, if you're not real astute, then often you can overhold or overgrip overgrip the mouse too much, and you don't want to do that. Just gently guide it with your wrist, with your fingers, but you don't have to have a death grip clutch on the mouse. So that's something to really think about. The other thing I was going to say, you asked about which type of injury, probably because I played too much League. Well, yeah, so it is possible from League that you develop this, but it could be from other games too. The key with keeping a gamer's journal is that it will let you know which things bother your hands and wrists and elbows and shoulders and which things don't. That's really easy, but very, very important to do. It's also important because then you can log in and know how many hours you're playing. But most gaming stations right now, you can tell exactly how many. Most games even, you can tell how many hours you played per day, per week, per month, per year, and at which level you are, of course. The other thing I was going to say about that. You asked about should you problem that I played too much mouse or vertical mouse. Okay, so they buy another mouse or vertical mouse. So I recommend this. If if you well, why don't you do this? Consider this. use the mouse that you have for now, and over the next 4 weeks, keep the journal. And then if you still continue to have pain after you decrease the amount that you're playing, then consider using a vertical mouse or changing your old mouse. But I also recommend if you have a friend who has a vertical mouse, why don't you try his or her mouse first to see if that really works for you, because they do take a little bit of adjustment. Yeah, it's not like you just jump in and say, "Oh, it's a vertical mouse, I can do it." No, you have to really get familiar with it. Like I said, I'm not a fan yet, but doesn't mean that won't change. Just have to have the right design. I have some designs in my head about that too, but I have so many things on the plate right now. I gotta get those accomplished first. Um, the other thing I was gonna say too about BlizzCon, I want to know about not only that experience, but what about new games that you guys saw? What was that like also? And how well attended was it? Were there a lot of people as per usual, or was it slower this year? Just curious. All right, X Earth 1, yep, got your chief. Also another one I saw a vid of you doing the Cobra move for the elbows. I think I'm doing it wrong, even if I watched the vid more than five. Okay, so Cobra is really simple. Let's go over that. So Cobra is like this. I'm going to back up some of you so you can see it. So this is this is a Cobra like that. And what you do is you cup your hand directly over your wrist. So this is the volar aspect of your hand. This is the dorsal aspect of your hand. You cup it over like this. Now the trick with this is the following. Bring your elbows in. And when you bring your elbows in, you should really feel the stretch in your wrists. And also you feel somewhat of a stretch in your shoulders. So again, cup like that, drop, squeeze. So here and hold. Now this is a very tough stretch. And then you reverse it, the other hand on top, and bring. The key is when you do the Cobra stretch, is to as your hand is over your wrist, you really want to make sure that your elbows are coming together. When I first thought about developing this stretch, the one thing I thought about is I wanted to make sure that when someone would do it, the real focus of this is the following. You really want to make sure that when you cup your hands, that you're not cupping back here. You really want to make sure that your hand is over your wrist, and then you drop down like this. The same with here, your hand right over the wrist, drop like that. It's one of my favorite stretches. Very, very powerful. Now, you can also do sort of like a reverse Cobra, whereby you just have one hand on top of the other hand like this and drop it like here also. This is definitely more more intense. I think for one of the books that I do about the stretches, I'll have this one in there. This is a really intense stretch because what's happening is your extensors are really put on stretch. When you do that, your flexors are also, but your extensors are also put on stretch. So it's these are great exercises that will help you tremendously. Now I want to say this: all of the exercise, no matter which game that you play, they're all applicable. The goal is to pick out 3 to 5 exercises per week that you will do consistently. Then the following week or two, you change those out. The goal with all the exercises that I have in the catalog of exercises, and there are like over 120 plus videos now, is you want to diversify your workout. It's like working out at the gym. If I go to the gym every day and do the same exercises, my body will look exactly the same. If I do the same things to get a six pack, it won't last. The goal with getting a six pack, as we all know, real easy to have a six pack. You just have to watch your diet and exercise daily and increase the aerobic activity that you do to 30 to 45 minutes per day. Now, the same with the stretches that we have here for all you athletes, gamers specifically, is you choose the ones that you want. The ones that are applicable if you're having finger pain, well, I have one specifically for finger pain. Wrist pain, I have those for wrist pain. Elbow pain, I have those for that. So you choose what works for you, and then stick with it for a week or two, and then change them up. That's the key. The key is diversifying your work. I was like CrossFit. That's why I love CrossFit so much, because it really is about diversifying your body through a diverse platform of exercises, whereby every time you go to the gym, you don't do exactly the same workout. If you're working out, you're doing the same Zumba class every day. If you're doing the same aerobic class every day, the same step class every day, or you have no growth with your physicality, you have no growth in the way your body changes, your body will look exactly the same. That's what happens. All right. So next question. Um, Excerpt, new expansion of WoW looks hyped. Okay, great to hear that. So Excerpt, so you were there? You were at BlizzCon? I want to hear about that. Okay. Oh, Vicky Koo still with me here. Great. the thing is, after 1 hour, I get pain. I can't even play anymore. Ooh, can't even play anymore. Huh. I only play League. I play around 8 to 10 hours a day, or used to because now I can't. Drive me crazy 'cause I want to do what I love doing all day. How should I deal with my wrist injury? Like, how do I fix it completely? Um, so let's talk about that. So number one, I recommend if you're having that much pain. I wish you were in LA because I would see you here in my office. I recommend that you go to be evaluated by a hand or upper extremity doctor near you to see if you have like severe wrist strain. And maybe they might have to immobilize you with a splint or with a short arm gauntlet cast. Um, or maybe they will do some kinesio taping for you. Um, if you want, the last Twitch stream that we did, I did a lot of I showed on that stream. You might want to go back and look at the excerpt. I showed a lot of how to properly tape your wrist and hand, and I think I even did one for the elbow. So maybe check that out and see if those that taping technique helps you. Then if it doesn't, then let me know the next stream. I want to hear how you're doing. Now the other thing too, I hate hearing that you saying that you can't play at all. I don't feel good about hearing that. So I recommend the following: see if you can play for at least 2 or 3 hours a day without any pain or discomfort, versus giving up gaming completely. That's a hard pill to swallow. So hmm, I recommend try maybe 2 or 3 hours a day to see how you feel, and then after maybe 2 or 3 weeks, ramp it up to 3.5, 4 hours. Make sure though, I want to reiterate, make sure you take a 5 minute stretch break every hour while you're gaming. That for you, actually, this is Vicky Cool, I think it was, yeah, Vite Cool 2. You may want to even take a 10 minute stretch break after every 1 hour of gaming. Um, but that factor you're saying you can't game at all right now. Um, just try going a little slow, but get back into it. I wouldn't give up gaming. No way. I no, I wouldn't do that. Just there's always a way we can get around this to help you. So, you know, let me know how you're progressing. Make sure to interact with me on like Facebook. You can IM me there. Um, and let me know what's going on. But I wouldn't simply just give it up. No, I wouldn't do that. So another question. Oh, and I want to also say too, with Vaiku too is, League of Legends, great game, very intense game, is maybe when you go back to playing, change the sensitivity of the mouse to a higher sensitivity so that you won't have to put as much stress on your hand when you're moving it on your wrist. However, sometimes with high sensitivity, you have to exert more control because that cursor is going to fly over everywhere. So, wow, I wish you were in LA so I could see you. All right. Okay, so let me know if that helps you, Vaiku, too. Wow, you said you can't game at all. I feel for you there. But let's try to get you better. Not just simply feel for you. Let's try to get you better. So try. Okay, one other exercise that you may do that will help too. Is just the swishers here, like this, like that, where you just put your fingers like that here. That may also give you some relief. All right. The other one is the flappers, up and down like that. You know, so I would try a few things as well as do your gliding exercises with of course, the elbow straight for gliding exercise around, back around. Um, hmm. So I tell you, um, well, try to get me on Facebook if this doesn't help you, and we can try to see if this can do what we can to help you. All right? Okay, Vaiku. Next one is X Earth One. Nah, I was watching from Twitch. Oh, okay, great, great. Next is from Joliolio. I like that name. Uh, what exercises are best for improving in game mechanics or mouse accuracy? No, those are good questions too. So the number one thing for accuracy with the mouse is you have to go back and forth to see which works best for you, either high or low mouse sensitivity. Secondly, Choose a mouse that works for your hand size. For example, if someone has a very small hand, they're playing with a huge mouse, well, guess what? The excursion of their tendons won't be the same. You want to play with the mouse that really fits your hand. So we can always say that when you choose a mouse, choose one if you're going to use a regular standard mouse where you can literally drop your palm over the mouse, and when you do that, your fingers should not touch the desk. Your fingers should be slightly elevated off the desk. You should not. I want to show you something with my mouse. Hope you can see this. Should not be clutching a mouse like that. All right. Should be very very gentle and very easy to manipulate and move with your fingers without gripping the mouse. The third thing I'll add is that, in mouse choice, then choose and try the vertical mouse versus the standard mouse. But also, if you've had your own mouse for a long time, you're having discomfort or pain or difficulty or it feels like unstable, then get a new mouse. Don't feel stuck. So the question again is, what do you say are the best exercises for improving game mechanics and mouse accuracy? The first thing, make sure that your desk is as ergonomically balanced as you can have it. I have a video on that of how to ergonomically balance your playing station, your playing arena. Everything is there on how to do that. So to show you how far the monitor should be from you, vision wise, where the keyboard should be, where the mouse should be. Everything is on that video. So number one, ergonomic balance. Number two, a mouse and a keyboard resting pad that works for you if you use that. Secondly, be sure to take the 5 minute break every hour from after gaming. The other thing I want to add as far as exercises, my top five that I'll share with you today, again, are the flappers back and forth, the gliding exercises. This will really help to mitigate any issues hopefully with carpal tunnel syndrome. Gliding exercises around, back around, bottom windshield wipers. Let's do it here. Bottom windshield wipers, middle windshield wipers, Queen's wave. Again, all of those keep the elbow straight. Nothing with the elbow flexed. All right. Elbow extended, completely straight. Shoulder relaxed, sitting up straight. That's the ticket. Um, so I would do those. Another one you can do too that would help you is just here, your hands there. Look at the thumbs. The key with the being a really good gamer is this one exercise I'll show you is for strength of your thumb. If your thumb's not strong, no matter how great you are strategically in your mind as a gamer, you won't be able to game really well. So it's actually the thumb. Think about this. The thumb is 42% of all functional motion of the hand. The thumb. This one digit is almost 50% of all function of your hand. Therefore, with that said, you want to make sure your thumb is strong. Well, how do you do it? So I'm going to give you 4 exercises. So look, up and down, in and out, around the world, back around the world, cross, up, cross, down, cross, up. Then hold the thumb here and Finkelstein maneuver. It's Finkelstein. Finkelstein. It's here and down and hold. So, if you really want to avoid injuries to your thumb and hand, which is what I say of all the things, truly some of the most important exercises would be to do those to strengthen your hand, but more importantly, to mitigate any injuries to your thumb. Thumb health, thumb strength, first interossei strength, very, very, very important for a gamer. If anything, I just had a gamer here. Today is Thursday. That was Tuesday when I was in the office. Who was having some issues, and we went over everything about how weak he was with respect to his first interossei, this muscle. So you have to do things to strengthen that. You have to do things to strengthen your thumb, and more importantly, strengthen your grip. That's important because when you're gripping, you don't want to have to grip really tightly. You want to have the strength to do it very, very lightly, but get everything with respect to the cursor or to the mouse to move appropriately. All right. So I hope that helps you. Let me know. Next question is from It Me Brody. I think it's fantastic what you do for the game. Okay, thanks, It Me Brody. Grateful, happy to help. The next is X Earth One. Yeah, there's like a blue tape you put on your elbows to reduce the pain and make it better. CS:GO players used to put it, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, yeah. Counter Strike players do use it, but actually I see it used by a lot of other players, not just CS:GO. The issue about tape is the following: if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. So I have that the Twitch stream from last month. Um, Let me just be sure about that. Erod, that was last month, right? Yeah, it was from last month that we did that. It has all the taping variabilities there for your wrist and your hand and your forearm and even your elbow. So, but if not, there are some, you can go to some sites to actually read about how to properly KT tape. It's Kinesio tape. That's the proper term. We just call it KT tape. So you can read about that. But yeah, I think I got to tell you, initially I wasn't a fan of it at all. So I just started using it on several of the gamers that I have, as well as some other athletes. And finally, it was like, you know what? They all say it works. And then I had a very mild injury from skydiving, and I used it again, and it helped. So I would say yes. I also had an injury where I used it when I was boxing. Now, and this was maybe mm, 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. I used the KT tape, and it was effective for my wrist. So, you know, there it is. So I think it is fairly effective when properly placed. The goal with the KT tape is the following: to increase blood circulation to an area to avoid injury, as well as to mitigate and minimize inflammation in the area. That's the psychology, not psychology. That's some of the studies about it, and I'm not super overly convinced with some of those studies, but overall, I think I don't think the tape can really do any harm when properly placed. All right, next question. Uh, 1 second here. X, no, Subby, Subi. Hello, Dr. Levi. So I've been trying stretches, but I'm not sure of how to construct a proper routine for it. Should I be doing one for each pain, sore area, or should I be doing one for each area in general to prevent future issues? Along with this, is there a specific thing I should be looking out for in selecting them, or is it just mostly preference in which stretches for each part of you find most helpful? That's a really good question, Subby, or Subi, Subbie. I like that handle. So let's talk about that. So I really recommend the following. Okay, let's say you have pain in your wrist and your elbow. So I always say pick out 5 exercises. So you could choose two for your wrist, you can choose two for your elbow, you can choose one for your forearm. Really easy, and do it that way. However, let's say you have pain in your fingers and your wrists, then you could do three for your fingers, two for your wrists. I think that number 5 always gives a little bit of I call asymmetry with the stretching. I think that's great. And then what you do the following week, you switch it off. Then you do three for the wrist, two for the fingers if you need to. I'm hoping that with all those exercises, and God knows we have a lot of them, is that you choose something that works for you, whereby you won't have to, you know, um, go through that lexicon of exercises and keep choosing every week, every week. Hopefully, you can get some that once you do them, it works for you. The pain is gone, you feel better, and boom, life is good. You can game without any issue. Our goal, is the following with this Twitch TV stream is this: to number one, educate everybody. Number two, prevent injuries. And number three, to help every gamer on the planet play to their fullest potential, which is to win, of course, so that you don't see defeat on the screen. You want to see victory. And I want that to be for your life. The goal is to have you have healthy hands and a healthy body, not only now, but what about 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 30 years from now? I don't want you to be incapacitated because you played so vigorously and didn't know what to do. So I want to tell you, myself, having injuries to my hands and wrists, now that I have the knowledge, thank goodness, I want to share it with you so that you don't have to go through what I went through. I don't want you to do that. I want you to be above that and to avoid any of those issues. All right? Okay, next question. Let me know, Subby, if that helps you. So you choose exercises that you like, but then you have to diversify the exercises every week or two, do something different until the pain is mitigated. Now, I want to say this. If you've gone through a cycle, let's say 6 weeks of 15 different exercises, and that pain has persisted and continued, then you should definitely go and be seen by a local clinician, either an orthopedic hand surgeon, upper extremity physician, but be seen by someone so you can be checked out. All right. I hope that helps. Let me know. If not, interact with me on. You can IM me on Facebook. Dr. Levi Harrison. All right. The next is from Z4NE underscore 666. Is there a way to contact you except Twitch? Absolutely. So, you ready? You can reach me guys through Facebook. My Facebook, just my name, DrLevi Harrison. All right. You can also reach me via IM message on that. And what about IG? Instagram, um, Twitter. So you got Twitter, the same handle, just Dr. Levi Harrison, Dr. Levi Harrison. So Twitch, IG, um, Twitter, of course, I said Twitter, Twitch, IG, and Facebook. Sorry, Facebook via IM if you want, or just regular messages. But you can contact me. All right. Next one is Milo Ja. Milojaa. Is there a good posture for blood circulation in the legs? I don't like having them in the same position always. That's a great question. So, again, I always want to refer you back to something you can see because I'm not able to always stop and demonstrate all the exercises. I only have you guys for an hour. I wish I had you for like 5 hours. Then we could go through everything. So listen, one of the best exercises you can do for your legs as a gamer to prevent varicose veins, because a lot of gamers develop really horrible varicose veins in their legs and their calves. So when you're sitting down, let's say you're gaming for, let's say 12, 15 hours a day, then you want to make sure that you do the following. That your feet are flat, and now you just raise up on your toes and squeeze your calves. Then your heels go down, raise up on your toes and squeeze your calves and hold for about 5 to 10 minutes. If you do it right now, I bet all you guys will tell me that you feel that. I'd like you to do it right now, and then let me know how you feel. So let's do it together. Your feet are flat. Now, keep your toes on the floor, but lift up your heels and squeeze your calves. Squeeze really hard. And then heels go down, touch the floor. Then up on your toes, you squeeze your calves, hold for 15 seconds or so. Most people can't even do it 15 seconds. They get Charlie horses. Literally, they get spasms in their calves. So you hold and then down again. Now, then you want to reverse it with your feet flat. Come up on your heels and lift your foot and just hold that. So that stretches out the tibialis anterior as well as part of your calves also. All right, so up and then down. So again, feet flat, heel flat, and then lift your toes up, but keep your heels on the ground. And you hold that and you squeeze your calves for 15 to 30 seconds. And then slowly down. So let me tell you something. I want to share this with you. That's important for gaming, or if you're on a long flight for a long time, to help hopefully mitigate any issue of having a venous clot in your legs and to increase circulation in your legs. When you're on a plane for a long period of time, always do that. I always have my mom do that, my family. It's one of the most important things you can do when you're traveling. It will help you tremendously. It will also help you to not have, horrible, unsightly varicose veins in your legs. No one wants to have that, so this is a way that you can really prevent them. And the other thing about varicose veins, if you do develop them, we have all these wonderful stripping procedures so that they can really be literally taken out. All right? And sometimes we actually treat them with laser too. Next question is Milo Ja. I hope that helps you. Let me know. The other thing I want to say too that you can do when you're gaming is just when you're sitting down, just bring up your thigh to your chest and hold. And then just move your foot back and forth. Where you're flexing your foot like this. I'll do it from the side. Hopefully you can see this. So bring your leg up to your chest, then foot back and forth like that. Foot and your ankle around, back around. Um, those are just like some basic exercises that you can do. The key with this, if you're sitting down for 12 to 14 hours, you have to do something to increase circulation in your legs. That's the bottom line. You can't simply sit there and just play and game and not do something for your body. That's really important. Another thing you can do, I'll share with you, that I have some of the athletes do, and I'll share with you all, is that if you want to increase your core muscles, you can buy, it's called a blue wobble board or wobble, there's another name for it. I actually have one in the other room, I think, but it's okay. It's a blue. It looks like almost a blue disc that you can sit on while you're gaming. It's almost like sitting on a large a Swiss ball. You can sit on those when you're gaming also to increase your core strength. See, the goal is to avoid having what I call a doughy stomach. Where if you can't feel your six pack, if you feel doughy, you take your finger and your finger sinks into your stomach. Well, that's a problem. So how can you avoid that? Well, when you're gaming, you can do it by increasing your posture, making your posture better. When you're sitting upright, squeeze your stomach, and hold 30 seconds, relax. Squeeze 30 seconds, relax. You can do that. You can game while sitting on a Swiss ball, which will make you stay more balanced. And every time you move, you have to squeeze your stomach to maintain your core. So there are a lot of things you can do while you're gaming. You can actually exercise while you're gaming. Okay? Now, next question is from Skullix12. That's Skullix12. Hi, that's Levi. I have pain that goes from my inner elbow through my forearm and into my pinky. I think it's related to my ulnar nerve. You're exactly correct. Because I think I have a lot of pressure on that part of my elbow when I sit in my chair. I also use my pinky to stabilize my phone when I hold it. Any recommendation? Absolutely. So, the first thing I recommend is do your best to avoid this. Putting your elbow down directly on the chair. Because what this does, this area here, you see on my ashy elbows here, the ulnar nerve is right here on right in this area. So when you put pressure on that area, it will cause you to have numbness and tingling in your small finger and half of your ring finger. So with that said, if you have a lot of pressure there, it can become so inflamed that you can develop something called cubital tunnel syndrome. That's Cubital tunnel syndrome. And if that gets so severe, you may need therapy, or what I love, of course, acupuncture, or wear a brace for a while at night to keep your arm extended so that the nerve is not flexed at 90 or 45 degrees. Um, so number one, avoid direct pressure onto your elbow when you're gaming, especially on the inner aspect of your elbow. Secondly, I recommend the following. Um, you can simply just massage this area when you're gaming if you have some discomfort there. Just massage that area. It's real easy. Not a big deal. Just massage the area. Same with the other elbow. Do both. One thing too, when you're doing the stretching exercises, don't favor one side. Even if that side does not have pain, still do the exercises on the side that feels normal. That's really important. A lot of people will tell me that, well, I only do them on the side that hurts. Well, no. You have two hands, you have two wrists, you have two elbows. You do it for both sides of your body. You want that type of symmetry, and you want to, the side that doesn't have a problem, you want to do those exercises and stretches to avoid any problems manifesting. The side that has the problem, you want to do the exercise, of course, to mitigate and minimize the problems that it has. All right? So I hope that helps you. All right. Next question again is from Subby. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome, Subby. Glad to help. I'll try to create a few different routines for the coming weeks and see how I'm doing. And also, let me know how you're doing. You can interact with me, catch me on Twitter, and then send me a message and say, hey, I'm doing these, and then I can maybe suggest some other ones that you might want to do. The goal is the following. If you let me know, most likely I can help you. If you don't let me know, then I won't know. All right? Okay, next question is from Milo. Milo Ja, just thank you. No problem. Happy to help. The next one is from Itme Brody. Itmebrodi. I talked to you earlier. Says, I regularly get cramps in my calves. I'm usually gaming most of the day, and some days I go for walks. What can I do to stop these cramps? Again, really good questions. So number one, I recommend that you do the the they're called calf pumping exercises. So again, as I stated earlier, your feet are flat, you lift your heels off the ground, and you go back and forth, up and down for a set of 20. Then for the 20th one, you hold your heels up. You hold that for 15 to 30 seconds, and then down. Then the next ones you do, your heels stay flat. Now you just lift your toes up and down as if you're patting your foot on the floor. And you do that for a set of 20. Then the last set of 20, when you're on the 20th one, you lift your feet up, keep your heels on the floor, and just hold that and squeeze your calves for 20 to 30 seconds. Those should help you a lot. You know, pain in the legs for gaming athletes is very, very common. You know, there are some weeks when I'll have gamers who will come in, and the issues will be more with lower extremity issues. Even though I'm an orthopedic surgeon, take care of the whole body. My subspecialty, of course, is hand, wrist, elbow, and shoulder. They will come in. I'll see usually like just a 5 to 15 sometime in a week, but their major issues are not hand at all. It's having calf pain or having ankle pain or knee pain. So you have to really be aware of your body, but most importantly, guys, this is an issue. Just listen to your body, listen to yourself. If you have pain, then you know what? Say, what's causing the pain? Which game is causing the pain? Is it the mouse? Is it the keyboard? Is it the amount of time that I'm playing? Am I being honest with myself and doing the stretches? There you go. Or you doing the stretches. If you don't do the stretches, you won't get the benefit. If you don't do the stretches, trust me, your gaming career will be shortened. That's a definite. These stretches are, I took so much time by the grace of God to design these. They're specifically designed to really help you. You know, my time, I've already developed injuries from them. I have issues, so the issues that I have with my hands and wrists, and even when I'm operating, I don't want you to have them. So if you do these exercises, please trust me, they will truly, truly help you to make your life better, and more importantly, help you to avoid injuries. All right? So that's what I have to say, guys. Next question is from uh, I did it me Brody. Oh, okay, I like that. Listen to this. Cracked LCD screen. That is a good one, man. That is a good one. Cracked LCD screen. Wow. You only saw my phone screen, I tell you. I like that. Okay, so cracked LCD screen. Thank you so much for the videos. They're so useful. All right, happy to help. Thank you very much. Real Chrysler, RELKRICR, 200 IQ. My IQ is pretty high. Thank you for that. Uh, Cracked LCD screen. Also, I play a lot with the fight stick. Anything in particular I should make sure, or would your hand, arm, and wrist stretches be sufficient to prevent any long-term injuries? I got to tell you right now, I think the hand stretches will help you a lot. I mean, even if you use a fight stick, no issue. I think it'll help you a lot. I think the goal is this. This is the number one thing with gamers that I want to share with you. If you're consistent with the exercises, there's a high probability that the issues that you have will be lessened. So do the exercise, do the stretches. I mean, they're all on my YouTube station. They're all there. They're all over Reddit also, I believe. You can go to Reddit and see some of them. So I just want you guys to be healthy. You know, I don't want you to have, some of the issues that I have with my hands. I don't want you to have that. I don't. Nope. So that's the ticket. Consistency and diversity in your exercise regimen. That is the ticket. All right. Um, Next is from it me Brody again. Oh, thank you for the answer. Okay, no problem. You're more than welcome. The next is from Kawhi Potatoes. I gotta tell you, I love Kawhi. Share a quick story with you. When I finished my residency, I went to Kauai. I was in Kauai. I stayed there for a month, and it was one of the most extraordinary things I've ever done for myself. I haven't had a real vacation since then, though, but that's okay too. But Kauai is an extraordinary island, and I have two friends who are going to be going there actually in about 8 or 9 more days. Actually, they're going to go for like 2 weeks. So it's a great island, really beautiful. Um, it's beautiful, but I want to say this: it's a place where the beauty is not subtle. It's all around magnificent. Kauai, just magnificent. One of my favorite places on earth, like Sedona, Arizona, or or Barcelona. I love Barcelona. All right, okay. So this is from Kauai Potatoes. My wrist pops when I move it side to side. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Now, if your wrist pops from side to side like this, If you have pain in this area or pain in this area when that's happening, this area may be due to something called the TFCC. You write that down. The TFCC, the triangular fibrocartilage complex. And in hand surgery, we actually repair those arthroscopically when someone has a bad tear that can be repaired, I should say. So pain on this side, TFCC, triangular fibrocartilage complex. Pain in this area, well, it could be due to extensor carpi ulnaris tendonitis, ECU tendonitis. Well, now, if you have cracking and no pain, not a big deal. Cracking with pain, that's a big deal. No cracking and simply pain all the time in your wrist, that's a big deal. So, let's go over a few things. If you're having that type of issue, I recommend the following. Number one, consider doing this exercise. I'm going to show it to you. All right, here. Around the world with the open hand, back around the world with the open hand with the elbow straight. I'm going to show you something I haven't done before, but I'll show you tonight. This is called the spitting cobra. Here, there. All right? Here, like that. Okay? Now, the other one I would recommend too is something I haven't done before too, but I'll show you guys this, is the thumb touch. So I'll do it from this side. Just take your thumb and tuck it here, tuck it on top. Tuck it under, tuck it on top. Tuck it under, tuck it on top. But I really try first the spitting cobra and see if how that feels with your hand. Um, the other thing about that is when you're doing that, it's not just the fingers that are moving. Don't forget, it has to come from the wrist. So it's the wrist. Fingers up, wrist down. Fingers up, wrist up. So it goes from extension of your wrist to flexion of your wrist, but not full flexion, flexion to extension. So I want to do it here. This is really important. So here to there. Here, if you have wrist pain as a gamer, this will help you a lot. So you go from here, spitting cobra, to that. Fingers in, there. All right. And then of course the full hand gliding exercise. All right, which I love a lot. So I hope that helps you. Let me know. All right. And then let me know where you guys are from too. I'm always curious about that. Which country you're from, which state you're from, city. I'm just always curious about that. Um, so Hawaii potatoes, I hope that helps you. If you have no pain, wrist popping, like this, finger pain, cracking, pain is the issue. Popping, not a big deal. Especially if you've never had an injury to your wrist or hand before. Really, in general, not a big deal. Next question is, cracked. Oh, I love that. Cracked LCD screen. Oh, thank you for your answer. You're doing the Lord's work. Well, thanks a lot. I believe and hope that's true. I say yes to that. Thanks a lot, cracked LCD screen. The next is from Toasty Pie. I'd like some toasty apple pie myself right now. So listen, last year for 2 months, I played a game for about 12 hours a day without good posture, taking breaks or stretching. I learned the hard way. I bet you did, Toasty Pie. I learned the hard way, and I have pain in my wrists and palms. My hand swells when I rest them, but become normal as I use them, although they feel weak. Hmm. My hand swells. Huh. I rest them, but normal as I use them, although they feel weak. I'm having this problem to this day, and doctors are unsure of my condition. Nerve conduction test says I had only minor neuropathy with no carpal tunnel. You have an idea of what I have. Should I also rest them as much as possible? Hmm. So let me tell you the first thing I would do. If you're having constant swelling in your hands, you know what I would do if I were you? The first thing I would do is minimize the amount of salt that I have in my diet. The second thing I would do is exercise more and drink more water. The third thing I would do, if you continue to have swelling in your hands, sometimes you can have a form of arthritis called rheumatoid arthritis or even psoriatic arthritis that can actually cause someone to have constant swelling of their joints and pain in their hands. So I would have go to your internal medicine doctor. There's a test that we can do to check you for rheumatoid factor or even lupus to see if that's what's causing the problem. Because one thing that bothers me here that you said that this was last year. this is a whole year. You did this for 2 months, and now you're still having a problem. You may have an autoimmune issue going on. And the other thing, sometimes people can have swelling in their hands and in their feet that may be from a heart issue. All right. So no, I don't want to scare you, but I want you to have some basic knowledge before you talk to your doctors about it. It's very, very important. So I would go to the doctor in your local area, have them check you for that. I wish you were in LA because, of course, I would be able to help you. So have them check you for maybe rheumatoid condition, and tell them you've been having swelling and pain like this in your hands for over a year. And let me know also, if you don't mind, how old you are, Toasty Pie, because that can also help me hone in on what the issue may be. All right. Um, and like you said, you already had the EMG, and it said that you don't have carpal tunnel or neuropathy. Did it also say you don't have something called radiculopathy, meaning that you could have a nerve root from your spine coming through the foramen in your neck that could also have some type of compromise, or impingement is the word for it, foraminal impingement, or impingement from a disc also in your neck. All right, Toasty Pie, do hand exercises and reduce the swelling. Uh, Oh, so you're gonna do the hand exercise. Okay, I got it. So yes, I would say do the exercise to see if that helps. But no matter what though, Toasty Pie, I'm concerned about you. I would still go and be seen by a doctor. You've had this for a year. That's too long. Uh-uh. I would still go and be evaluated. All right. So again, I wouldn't blow this off. I would go and take care of yourself. Go and be seen. You know, um, and then let me know how you're doing. All right. Okay, Kauai potatoes. Oh, thanks so much. You're welcome. Ah, Kauai potatoes in Canada. I wonder which city in Canada. I love a few places. Well, I love Canada in general, but I love Toronto, and I really love Quebec. Because there I have a chance to speak French, and the food is amazing. Well, in all of Canada, food is amazing. From Indian food to Asian, not Asian. I'm gonna say to I had phenomenal Chinese food there too. Great Vietnamese food, great French food. I mean, I love Canada. Got getting pretty cold over there right now. Arctic blast all over Canada, I think right now. Okay. Hey, oh, Toasty Pie, great. You were tested for rheumatoid arthritis and didn't have it. Okay, that's fantastic. But also remind your doctor you can have something called rheumatoid factor negative arthritis, meaning that you don't have, it's not positive for rheumatoid, but you still have the syndrome of what rheumatoid patients project. All right, so something to think about. And also make sure they test you for lupus. All right, it's called systemic lupus erythematosus. It's also called SLE. All right. Next question is from Real Chrysler or Real Chrysler. Hi, Dr. Levi. I noticed recently that my right shoulder seems to be getting tired, sore during the day. TRT to stand out and walk around more helps that I have a standing desk. Usually try to do a shrug roll from Idaho. Okay, so listen, having pain in your right shoulder, the first thing you want to think about is resting it. See if that will help the inflammation. The second, I try some therapy or acupuncture. Third, if you don't have insurance or don't have those things that are accessible to you, then here are a few exercises that you can do. The first would be this. I'll stand up slightly here. So internal, external rotation, forward flexion at the shoulder, scaption, up and down, here like that. Where you putting, so scaption is you're at about 45 degrees here, and then up and down. You can take a 2, 3, or 4 pound weight and do it with that, or without a weight, or it's a can of peas, a can of corn, whatever, like that. Idaho, what about a can of potatoes? How's that? Just up and down like that. We do it in front, here, up and down, and then overhead. All right, and bring your hands past or at least equal to your ears. All right. So those are things you can definitely do that I think might give you some help. But I'm so happy you didn't have rheumatoid arthritis. That I'm glad they checked you for it also, because a lot of people don't even check that because they don't want to spend the money to do it, because the insurance companies often prefer that you do the minimum amount of testing. So I'm really glad that your doctor took the time to test you for that. That's excellent. All right, Toasty Pie didn't have it, didn't have the rheumatoid arthritis, and you're 26. Fantastic. All right, so just ask them about the lupus anyway. All right, and be sure that they even that they take X-rays of your hand also, because sometimes we can see. intraosseous issues that may cause this. Or you may, if it continues, they may want to get an MRI of your hand or wrist to make sure that you don't have a vascular problem. All right? Okay. So, great. Next is from Grand D Senpei. I've been having some wrist pain on the side of my pinky finger from Osu. I've been resting for the past week and it's been getting better. But I'm playing in the World Cup and will have to start practicing the maps this weekend. Ooh. Okay, are you stretching anything that you can do that speed up the recovery process? So yes, let's go through a few things. So with Osu, so look, Osu is a lot of this with the pad, all right? So I recommend this. Straight hand here, over like this, flappers from the side, around the world, back around the world, up and down, spitting cobra we talked about earlier. Here, in and out, thumb, over, back across, over, back across, over, back, over, back. Another exercise that may help you also is here with your thumbs. You here, around, back around, and push. Around, back around, and push. All right. So I hope that helps, guys. I want to thank you for being on the stream with me tonight. Um, so I will definitely be back with you guys in about a month or so. Let me know also via text or not text, but via Twitter, which days you guys prefer because I've been trying to find a day that seems to work for most of the gaming community. So we tried Saturday, we tried Sunday. I want to know which day that you guys prefer. So even after the stream is over, send me some info about which days that you guys would prefer. All right. So have a great time and remember, keep on playing. Game on. It's Dr. Levi. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.